Hello lads, Rad Performance here, and today we will be speed running the brake job on an 11th Gen Civic. Specifically, this is a 2022. We have pads and rotors, and we're going to show you guys how we get it done inside of our driveway because you probably don't want to pay the dealer to do it for you because that is incredibly overpriced. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. And guys, as always, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Rad Performance for more helpful tips and tricks just like this one. Alrighty guys, so obviously we're going to use the socket that it came with because Honda, or at least this Honda, but it does have aftermarket wheels, so I don't know if your Honda is going to be exactly the same. So obviously all the lugs are off, the wheel comes off. Pretty self-explanatory, nothing too abstract yet. Now we'll be a little bit safer than I usually am, and we will get a jack stand. Alrighty guys, so this is Croyle. You can use WD-40 or PB Blaster. This is basically just to lube it up so that way we'll be good to go. Do the same for all the bolts so that way you have the two caliper bolts and then the two bracket bolts that hold the cage to your whole steering like spindle thingamajig, so we can actually get the rotor off, get everything off, because obviously you can't pull the rotor off if this cage is still in the way. Alrighty guys, so now these shouldn't be incredibly hard, and whenever you put them back, you don't have to put them back incredibly hard. Just usually a little tap to do exactly what you want. Now you can use an electric ratchet after you crack these open. I may do that, but I mean, I like to do things by hand. Not everybody does, but it is what it is. So these are your caliper bolts. They are 12 millimeter. And then obviously after you do that, and you just give it a little shake and a dance, your caliper is going to come right off. Really straightforward. So now I'm going to move on to these guys. 2 bolts in the back. Those are going to be a little bit more tenacious. Going to have to maybe use a little bit bigger of a ratchet, but those should come right off as well. Alrighty lads, so we got our 17 millimeter here to go onto this caliper bracket. This, I've already given it a feel. This one is obviously going to be a little bit tighter. This one, you're gonna actually want to put back a little bit tight. Alrighty guys, so now that we got those 2 big real crackers here, 17 millimeters, those are definitely on a little bit tight, but no problem for Rad Performance here. So we're going to go ahead and take off the most annoying thing that any manufacturer has ever done. I guess at least this is a Phillips head and not a Torx because those notoriously strip. So we're going to hope that this Phillips head screw comes out of the rotor, and so we can actually take the rotor off. And if not, then I guess we're leaving the rotors on.
Give it a good smack.
If not, we could. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Okay, yes guys, that is how we do it here at Rad Performance. Boy, do I hate, it's not even that, it's just rust. It's nothing.
Sometime, yeah.
But I was like, well, if we didn't have anti-seize,
You can use it for spark plugs sometimes.
it's gray, it's Pentax, close enough.
Smack it. It's coming off, there you go.
There we go. Just go around in a pattern, guys, and slowly but surely. And this is why things like anti-seize are really good. Dude, this is, are you joking?
Those cops are gonna be in there.
You got it. You can get off now.
It's really not even that bad. It had no business being that stuck on there. We have some heat scoring. I'm guessing it's the other side that's really causing the warping. It did have a light because these things do have a light now, so it had the maintenance mode requesting for brake maintenance. And also, whenever you drive it really hard, it would get a brake system light that would go away after the brakes, I guess, cooled down, and you stop driving it like a, car on the Nürburgring, allegedly. But okay, yeah, this thing's garbage. Cool. Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to make sure this is nice and clean, so that way, the next time that I'm probably going to be here doing this in like the next 20,000 miles or less, it's not going to have to be hit with a 5-pound sledgehammer, ideally. That's not my favorite thing to do in this situation. So we're going to clean down the mating surface, and then we're going to use my favorite, hardest working tool in the entire garage, which is anti-seize.
How much I love inhaling brake cleaner.
Oh man, yeah, no, dude, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Careful. Okay, so now that lines up, and we're gonna make sure to put anti-seize on this, so that way I don't have to use the impact extractor next time. Inserting the most useless bolt or screw or whatever you want to call it in the entire brake job. Ah, wow, would you look at that? Would you look at that? So we remove the pads, and then we will remove the spring clamp. Then what we want to do here is I'm going to make sure that I clean all of the little mating surfaces, so that way the new clamps can sit in nicely. And then obviously once the new clamps are in, I'll show you greasing them up, so that way you can put the new pads in and the new pads can slide inside of the spring assembly nice and freely. Guys, so we have the 4 new clips in. These things are interference, so you kind of just want to get them in on one side and then get them to snap over. Honda really over-engineered this. It does not need to be this complicated or this tight, but it is, so take your time, make sure you get it into seat properly. I found it to be very annoying. And then obviously we greased up all the tabs. To get this to sit in is also very annoying, because you have to push down the spring and get it through the front to like just slide in. Really complex design, but obviously you get the pads in and then we just slide it right on and bolt it in. We should be good to go. Okay guys, so I've found that it helps if you're setting the caliper bracket down on a bench to then scoop the pads in. I found this to be quite difficult because of the individual clips and the tabs. You have to push the tabs down, finagle it in, then once one is in, you have to put the other one in and without hitting the other one out. So over-engineered, definitely. Just be careful, take your time, don't break anything, and it will go back together with time and patience. Lads, so the old brake pad is in here, and I am going to just compress the piston back all the way down, so that way hopefully this thing slips on nice and easy, because I will show you the brake caliper bracket in just 1 second. Because boy, was this brake caliper bracket something. Now, I just felt it stop, hit the bottom, nice and compressed. O-ring looks good, or seal, whatever you want to call it. And just make sure it's down in there. Should be okay. Now, just going to gently slide it in. Be unbelievably careful. I have my 17mm bolt with anti-seize. Okay, so I have it threaded. Let's get it down hand tight, so that way now it won't go anywhere that much. Just gonna give this a dip of anti-seize for next time. It's a good dip. It's a good dip. Okay, so now, thank God, those two are in. I'm going to gently press the pads onto the rotor. That's the way they're supposed to look. Thank God they're in. Now, I'm just going to set this to tighten. The 2 brake caliper bracket bolts, obviously, you remember how they were. So you want to make sure these are a little bit tighter. I believe the spec, you can look it up, it's probably like 100 and change maybe. Doesn't need to be crazy, just make sure that whenever you're slamming on the brakes, they're not going to go anywhere. Okay, I think that's fine. It's nicely compressed. That should be able to slide right over everything without any issues whatsoever. As so. Make sure that everything is pushed in, those little rubber grommets. Dip, 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 dip in anti-seize. reinsert. Start with the top. Obviously, pro tip, you don't have to hold it in place. These are the 12mm. They go by slide bolts, slide pins, whatever you like to call them. Now the slide pins, if you notice, they're inside of like a rubber, but basically you want to be a little bit more careful with them. They don't have to be crazy tight, you know, it's nothing wild here, guys. A little oomph, oomph, oomph. One time for good measure. One time for good measure. Nice, it's not binding, it can move around. The caliper is nice and tight, he is in. The rotor spins nicely, obviously it's in park so it doesn't fully free spin. And that's really all there is to it. Not too much. Basically all your brake, if you go to this level of full pads and rotors, it's really just 4 bolts. 2 slide pins, 12mm, 2 caliper bolts, 17mm. If you're working on a Honda Civic and a lot of import cars, you're going to have, this is always a Phillips on Hondas. If you're working on a German car, it's probably going to be a Torx. This is a Nightmare. You're most likely going to want to have an impact. But that's really all there is to it, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Rad Performance. We got more coming on this car, more videos just like this. Let us know what you guys thought of this. Let us know what you want to see in the comments below. And until next time, guys.
We all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?